We are at a critical point right now for the crypto market. For Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano, XRP, we're seeing massive patterns all across the board here. Today, guys, I am going to talk about what the next major move is going to be. Are we going to see another big pullback? Because you can see that for Bitcoin, we still haven't taken out the previous swing high here you had at $104,000. And does this mean that we are going to see a big flush out again, similar to what you saw right here when we were down to $92,000 or when we went down to $95,000? That is exactly what I'm going to talk about today, guys. So make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end of this video. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it, guys. So for Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame, you can see that after having this big push towards the upside of my support levels at the red line at 95,500 and the orange line at $95,000, we have now seen a little bit of a pullback. In fact, a big red candle on the 4-hourly time frame yesterday. And if we look at the daily time frame, it is looking like this. So on the daily time frame, we're actually still above the orange line here. We still haven't closed below it. So as long as we on the daily time frame can close above this orange line at $100,000, this will be very, very bullish stuff. But if we close below this, so let's say we have a pullback and we actually break down below this level and close below it on the daily time frame, that would be something more bearish. So overall, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin here, but we do have to keep in mind that yes, indeed, we have not taken out the previous high here. So I would have loved us to come up and take out this high, but we didn't do that. So now we have this high right here. We have this high right here. At the very least, we broke the trend of making lower highs. So in general, short term, a little bit neutral here, but midterm and long term, still bullish on Bitcoin, still believe that we are going to go up to higher prices. And the fact that when we come down here, we are still seeing huge bounces towards the upside, that is very, very promising. Now, if you look at the altcoins, so for Ethereum, you can see that we went up for Ethereum on the daily time frame. We went up to $4,000. We have had a little bit of a rejection from this point, but if you look at this candle right here, this screams that Ethereum wants to go higher. Now, yes, the wick here is actually lower here, but remember, we are inside of this daily candle still. So for Ethereum, I think that this is actually looking pretty bullish, and I think that we're gonna make a new try towards $4,000, and that we are eventually gonna break through this and go up towards $4,300 as well. So for Ethereum, this is looking good in my opinion. For Solana, very important for Solana here, you can see that we went up to the top of the downward sloping resistance here of this channel, and we got rejected yesterday. So right now we are resting in between this resistance level right here, which is $230 for Solana, and then we have the support level at 222. So the 222 level, you know, I've been very significant in the past. We have been holding it right here. We held it 3-4 times right here as well. But look, we will have to either break through this red line or break down from the 222 level. So yeah, let's see which one is going to happen. But if we break down from the 222 level, then we do have the next one at 210. And then also we have the downward sloping support level right here. So at the same level. So that is important to take note of. We have these huge patterns forming right now for the altcoins, guys. So it is soon decision time. So overall, is this bullish or bearish? Well, it is a downward sloping channel right here, but you could also make the case that this is like a bull flag, something like this. We have a huge uptrend consolidation, and then typically we do see us break towards the upside once you see this consolidation end. So you could make it two ways, but I would say that in general, I am bullish right now. So I do think that this in general is going to break towards the upside. So that is what I'm watching for Solana. Oh, also on Solana for the Bitcoin price. So if you compare Solana to Bitcoin, we have 2 days left on the week. And you can see that yesterday we were above. So 3 days or 2 days ago, we were actually below this very important support level. This is Solana compared to Bitcoin, meaning if Solana is going to outperform or underperform compared to Bitcoin. And then yesterday we actually went back into this pattern here, and today we are once again below it. So 2 days left until we close this weekly candle, and let us see. It is huge, guys, that we close this body of the candle inside of this. And I do think that the Solana bulls, they will try to rally us inside of this triangle here. So let us keep our eyes on that, but this can go on like this for several weeks into 2025, in fact, because it is on a weekly time frame. So if we see something like this, we could see a breakout later down the line. So that is Solana. For Dogecoin, very important for Dogecoin. Remember what I said yesterday is that we are forming, or we broke out of this pattern right here. And typically what you've seen in the past is that when we break through these patterns, so you know the drill already, we break through the pattern. Yes, the one we had right now was not a wedge or a triangle, but we break out, we come down, we meet support, we go up, consolidation, and then a big move. Same thing here. We have this pattern, we break out, come back down, up, consolidation, and then a big move. That is exactly what happened the last time as well. So you can see right here, we did have this pattern, we go up, we come back down, go up, consolidation. So you've had consolidation right here, consolidation right here, consolidation right here. So each time here for Dogecoin, you've had consolidation before we see another big move towards the upside. Now, the pattern that we've seen right now is not a triangle or wedge. Instead, it's just a downward sloping channel, but it mirrors the same thing. So we consolidate, we go out of it, we come back down, make it support, big move towards the upside, consolidation, and then from this point, typically we do see another move towards the upside. So let us see if that is going to be the case or not. Let me know down in the comment section. But for me, am I going to trade this? Obviously I am, because I already have my trading strategy right here doing that for me. So I am expecting us to do some nice profits here if we see the same thing happen here for Dogecoin. So that is all fine. But if I didn't have my trading strategies, I could take a shot at a breakout from this consolidation and the pattern mirroring the previous times here, and Dogecoin having a little bit of a run towards the upside, potentially up to this resistance right here at about 46 cents. Okay, so that is what we're watching for Dogecoin. When it comes to Cardano, same thing here. I said yesterday that I'm expecting us to come up to $1.16, and eventually I think we're gonna break through it. But same thing here. After a big move, we are now seeing consolidation. So same thing. Are we going to see a breakout from this consolidation towards the upside with this bull flag? So yeah, that is what I'm watching for Cardano. For XRP, same thing here, but instead on the daily time frame. So here it is even more clean. You have the uptrend, you have consolidation in this flag formation, and then typically when we break out of this from the, if we break it towards the upside, then I'm expecting $2.79 here for XRP. So I think that things are looking very, very cool right now in terms of all of these patterns forming for altcoins, and for Bitcoin to be able to hold $100,000 is going to be absolutely key. If Bitcoin can hold $100,000 and then slowly grind upwards or go up quickly, we will see. But if we can hold this level, that is going to be huge for the altcoins. That means that most likely all of these ones, most of these ones or all of these ones are going to break towards the upside. That is what I believe. So let us see if that is going to be the case or not. But we have huge formations forming right now, guys, so we need to be on the lookout for that. In terms of the Bitcoin dominance, you can see the Bitcoin dominance on the weekly time frame going up here, meeting resistance, and we failed to break through the Bitcoin dominance right here. So this tells me that probably you're going to see some more altcoin gains as the Bitcoin dominance continues towards the downside. And traditional markets, I will talk more about traditional markets, but it is also resting on my key level here at $6,060. So same thing here. If the traditional markets can hold this orange line, then it's looking likely that Bitcoin is going to hold this orange line. And then it's looking likely that these altcoins are going to break out from all of these patterns I just talked about. So it is all a massive chain right now, guys. So very, very decisive moment in the market. Let us see what is going to happen. One thing I will say though, before I talk about my trading strategies, Make up your mind right now. Remember, the whales and the market makers, they will try to shake you out. They will try to get you to sell all of your crypto at a lower price. Now, the number one question I'm getting right now is, are we about to see another massive flush out, similar to what you saw here previously, just like I talked about in the intro, when we went down to 95, when we went down to 92 for Bitcoin, and when you saw altcoins have 20, 30, 40% pullbacks. Well, the market is very different right now. The market right now is not over leveraged. You can see the funding rates right now for altcoins and Bitcoin, they are neutral, meaning people are not over leveraged. Back then, when you saw those big flush outs, it was just a gift to the market makers because the market was over leveraged. They liquidated everything, causing cascading liquidations towards the downside, meaning the prices cascade towards the downside. You don't have that right now. Now, you're still gonna see pullbacks, of course, you're gonna see pullbacks, but if we're gonna go down, I think that it is more likely that we're gonna see a bleeding. So we're gonna see a slow bleed downwards, something like this, right? This is more in line compared to having massive like candles, like 20%, 30% daily candles towards the downside. So that is one thing I want to point out, that right now I do think that if we're going to go down, it is most likely be a slower grind down now. Yes, of course, we always need to be prepared for 15, 20, 25, 30% pullbacks. But given that the market is not over leveraged right now, I see those risks as not as high compared to just a few days ago when the market was over leveraged. Can still happen, but it's very unlikely compared to what we saw in the last few days. Okay, so that is just my 2 cents. And what do I want to say with that? I want to say that if you know that you are over leveraged right now, if you know that you're taking on too much risk, and you know that if we come down to $94,000, you will panic sell, then it's better for you to sell right now. I'm not telling you to sell. I'm just saying that remember that the market makers and whales, they will try to sell you at the worst possible time. So if you know that you will be, panicking if we come down lower, then it's better to deal with that right now. Have a strategy for it right now instead of just emotionally panicking when you see those pullbacks, because the pullbacks are going to come. The question is, are you prepared for it and how are you going to react to it? I know what I am doing. I still think that we are in a bull market, so any kind of dip here is going to be a good buying opportunity. So as long as we are in a bull market, I am not worried at all. In fact, even if we are not in a bull market, I am also not worried. I will talk more about that in my exit strategy video, which is coming very soon, guys. But for my trading strategies right now, you can see that Bitcoin is up $254,000, down a little bit compared to yesterday. Ethereum is up $180,000. Solana is up $63,000 and Dogecoin is up $31,000. Now, what's interesting for Solana here is that we finally broke through $100,000 in profit from the algorithm alone. Now, the position itself is down significantly because we bought Solana at a higher price. Yeah, I'm expecting this to, if we break through this especially, that will be glorious for Solana. For Dogecoin, same thing. If we break through it, we're gonna see the unrealized loss here go into a massive profit. So that is good to see. I'm not making any changes right here. I'm just letting these ones trade for me. So absolutely fantastic. If you look at my trading document, guys, I've added grid profit per year and total profit per year. And basically what we are showing here is the annualized profits currently so far. So if you look at, let's say for Bitcoin, this is going to update like 3 times a week because it's very manual work here. My team is doing their best, but 300% on the grids, on the algorithm, and the 864 in total. So what we're watching is this thing right here. So this would be the algorithm profit, so 300%, and then currently it's 820% annualized profit here. So that is, if we continue like this, then these are the profits that we would see over 1 year if we just continue with the same way we've been doing here. Now, some of the bots, because I think it's very fun to look at like which ones have been performing the best. And if you look at the total, and yes, I will also add the dates that we added here, but really it shouldn't matter too much. The only thing is that the actual percentages are going to be more skewed. So if we have added it yesterday and you happen to see a big pump as a fluke for that particular altcoin, of course, the percentages are going to be crazy, but it's going to even out over time, and we will get a kind of realistic point in regards to how much we can realistically make for the longer time that goes on. So I will add the dates added here as well when we have a little bit more time. But what's interesting here is that out of the old bots, you know, the blue ones added just a few days ago, but out of the old bots, TRX is actually the best performing one, having $10,000, 10,000 or almost 11,000% in annualized profits, and 2,200 on the algorithm. And then you have, by the way, when you have 0, it means that the algorithm has been making profits, but in total we are at a loss. So that would be something like, if we look here, where you have a bot at a loss, so something like this, where the algorithm has actually made 164%. Let me scratch that, guys. The algorithm has made 2,352 annualized profit so far. So if we continue like this, the grid is making 2,352%. However, because the bot is in general at a loss, because the unrealized profit has gone down, because the price has gone down, then you see that it's minus 72% here annualized. So that will be when we add 0 here, meaning it is in total, it is at a loss, also annualized. But yeah, if you want to check this out, guys, you can go to the description of this video. You have this thing right here. You just go down, let me see here. By the way, first sign up, guys, to Pionex, claim the bonuses. And you have the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, Solana strategies right here. With one click, you can use it. But if you want to go to that document, you click on this link right here. It's going to take you here. And then you can see which strategy so far is making the most profit per year, annualized. I think it will be very interesting to see. And if you want to use any of these ones, of course, you do have the links here to the far right. You just click it and it's going to start up the strategy for you. Now let's continue. So yesterday we saw the November PPI inflation rising to 3%, above expectations of 2.6. Core PPI inflation rises to 3.4%, above expectations of 3.2. So this is why the market was reacting bad yesterday. The Fed's job is still far from done, and we're starting to see again inflation becoming a proper problem again. So this is something we will need to keep our eyes on, guys. So this is going to continue to cause more volatility throughout the next few weeks and the next few months. But remember, Bitcoin is still very bullish. Just recently, the past 6 days, Goldman Sachs tells clients to buy, trade, and swap Bitcoin and Ethereum. David Solomon, the CEO of Goldman, exposes additional Bitcoin and Ethereum products. So he's bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum. BlackRock is publishing a paper saying that people need to allocate 1 to 2% at least in portfolio allocation to Bitcoin. The Trump administration are massively bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. Jerome Powell publicly compared Bitcoin to gold, and MicroStrategy is being added to the NASDAQ index tomorrow. So all of these things are very bullish, guys. And if you look at the flows of the ETFs, still yesterday you saw over $500 million, $600 million worth of inflows to Bitcoin through the ETFs. And for Ethereum, look at this, it's insane. Yesterday, $273 million to Ethereum. That is why Ethereum in general is doing really, really well. And of course, this is something we were prepared for. We said that the ETFs, people or institutions, they are going to try to catch up with the gains that they feel they lost out on for the Bitcoin price previously, and they will try to make it up with Ethereum. And that is why Ethereum is the most profitable strategy that we have here. Insane, 567% annualized on the algorithm, and in total 1,391% annualized for Ethereum. So yeah, you do the math. If this continues, then we are gonna make insane profits here on these strategies. One thing I also want to say is that, just like I said previously, the whales are accumulating Bitcoin here. They want you to sell your Bitcoin for cheap. And yeah, you can see that the whale wallets, they are increasing. The amount of Bitcoin that the whales are holding is increasing very, very steadily. And just like I said, funding rates are looking normal. So do not compare the market you're seeing right now compared to just a few days ago. We are not as over leveraged. In fact, we're not over leveraged at all. And on many of these altcoins, the funding is actually negative, meaning that we're under leveraged, or like the short side is actually more than the long side. So that is great, guys. That is absolutely fantastic. So people are becoming more bearish. That is great. Now, let us wait and see here if we can close above $100,000 here for Bitcoin. That would be absolutely amazing and massive. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, guys. Nothing has changed. Trading strategies continues to make insane profits for us. And guys, I will see you in the next one.